Of course, it's the men's horizontal bar final. Here are your runners and riders. Arthur Nori Mariano of Brazil, the world champion from Stuttgart in 2019. Kazakhstan's Milad Karini, the reigning World University Games champion on the horizontal bar. He was fantastic in China and the second best in qualification here. He's a real contender. But there's contenders everywhere, that's the problem. You've got Tin Surbic, the man who won the world title in 2017. He was the fourth best in qualification. You've got Paul Judah of this confident United States of America team, a team that's surpassed expectations, that's written their names into the headlines. Oh, how about the Olympic champion on horizontal bar, Hashimoto Daiki, the man who so often secures the big team or all-around titles on this piece. Can he now do it in the apparatus final? Felix Dolce of Canada, a gymnast who has won so many honours at the Commonwealth Games, the Youth Olympics and the Junior World Championships. Shiba Kenta of Japan, an Asian Games medalist and World University Games champion before coming to his debut World Championships to win team gold. Su Weide of the People's Republic of China, a gymnast who was a World University Games team champion and part of the Chinese team that made it onto the podium here in Antwerp. As I said, there are contenders everywhere. There are champions everywhere. There's one sitting next to me. This is a great honour and a pleasure to have Fabian Hambuchen alongside me. A man who won the Olympic title, a man who won the world title, and you also love this place, don't you? Because you won a silver medal here in 2013.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me here.
Well, you look at these competitors. I mean, this is a monstrous field, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone can win in this final or in every final. You know, it's all about who's mentally strong enough to keep up on the routine, who's going to hit the routine. So whoever is doing a great routine today has a big chance to win this final.
One of the things that I think is so fascinating, and maybe those of you who are newer to watching the sport of artistic gymnastics and horizontal bar routines, is, Fabian, that you get this thing where gymnasts will change substantially their difficulty when they get into a final sometimes. And how do you make a judgment about whether to do that or whether to not do that?
I mean, for the women's side, it's not the usual thing to change difficulty, but for the men's side, most of the time you have something left in your tank, you know. So whenever you go into the final, you decide which routine you're going to do, but also I was one of the guys who could decide during the competition to change my difficulty. So before that final, I was sitting down there with Aljas Pegan from Slovenia, and we both has been into the high bar final at Worlds 2007 in Stuttgart. So and I talked to him right now, and I was like, man, if you could have raised up your D score, I was able to do even more. So that's the way how I decide to do it if someone is really better than me in this situation, because we just can say, like, the winner takes it all. So if you're a second, you're the first loser. So that's how I thought as well. So I did the decision like this. But especially here in Antwerp, I had a great all-around, won the bronze medal. But during the competition, we changed two routines, like P-bars and high bar. Because before P-bars, I told to my dad, I would go for the full routine, full D-score. And he said, oh, probably better let out the Gadsden on P-bars because it's a risky skill. I said, no, I have to do this. So I did this, I hit my routine, and then we went on high bar. But this time I went to my dad and said, hey, let out the Cassina, just do a pike Kovacs. He said, no, you have to do the Cassina now. So I did, and it worked out so that I got the bronze at the end. So yeah, everyone is different, but I think you always try to find a consistent routine and also have a more difficult routine for any situation.
And it's that ability, isn't it, to competition manage when you get really experienced, like he is, for example. When you've competed at the Olympics, when you've won world championship titles, you know, don't you, how to make those big decisions in a competition.
Yeah, I mean, now it's, for him, you know, he's in first place coming up in this final, so he has to go all in, I guess. So, and he's one, as you said, one of the more experienced guys, so he definitely knows what to do. And I was in the same situation at the Olympics in Rio. I had to start at first, and I know, okay, I have to go all in and try to hit the perfect routine.
And it worked out pretty well for you.
Actually, yes.
We begin the men's horizontal bar final. Arthur Mariano of Brazil, 9th best in qualification, 14.133. He's got some lovely work on this piece. And there, that Liukin. The layout Kachev with a full twist. Trying to keep his control. Oh, now we didn't see that in qualification. Interesting. Yamawaki floats delightfully. Oh, and then the Kachev, the undoing, and he got through so much of it.
Yeah, it was a little bit like the timing was a little bit too late, so he couldn't actually get the bar in his hands like completely. But as you said, he raised up his D-score. He tried to put more skills into it, and of course then skills like the Kachev gets more difficult at the end of your routine.
That time no problems, connecting from Kachev to Kachev with varied leg positions. The world champion from 2019. He concludes most of it was wonderful, and he knows it, clutches his hands together as he tried to clutch that bar and stares up into the rafters of the Sport Palace for a moment. He's a great entertainer though, whatever he does.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy. I know him for so many years, and we spent some time together in Brazil, so yeah, that's what I said. He had to go all in because he knew that his only chance to get a medal here. So he put in all risk, and then, as I said, when you change your routine, sometimes a few skills get a bit later in your routine where you're much more exhausted before that. So you get a little bit slower sometimes in your reactions and your swing. And that makes the little difference then if you're too far from the bar or if you're closer, and this time he was like a fingertip too far.
And before that, he'd made the decision to add that full twisting Jaeger in the layout position, and that is something we've seen from him many times over the years, that beautiful skill. He also has that wonderful Yukin. There's some variety to his work.
Yeah, he has a great variety in his routine. And also, I think what he didn't do in qualification is to connect the jam half with the Yukin in the beginning. So he just right away started to raise up his D-score, and a beautiful dismount at the end, but the fall, this use deduction, he cannot. I mean, we have to wait for 7 more guys, so I don't want to say anything about his, place at the end, but unfortunately, he had to go down once.
For him, this is a very important competition with the prospect of Olympic qualification as well. For him and for Tin Srbic, they're almost in a mini tournament. Once we remove all of the gymnasts who've already qualified with a team, already qualified with the all-around competition as part of the complicated rubric of Olympic qualification. And we'll see Tin Srbic in a short while. I just remind you all watching at home that this is not the last chance for the gymnasts. They have the continental competitions next year and the World Cup Series. 13.533. It's indicative of how he pushed up the difficulty, because he's actually only 6/10 lower than qualification with that fall thrown in.
Yeah, and 6/10 is a lot.
And then Kazakhstan with
Milad Karimi of Kazakhstan, 14.6 in qualifying. The World University Games champion on the horizontal bar, the last performance in China. He's already won a medal at these championships on floor. Here's Cassina. He's followed by his Kovac. And into the Coleman! Oh, this is big. And now the Kachev really trying to extend himself. A couple of Kachevs. This gentleman is throwing difficulty at this routine. Can he control his landing after all that explosivity on the apparatus? He can! Milad Karimi of Kazakhstan closes his eyes and takes a breath. That might have been the routine of his dreams. That was very high quality.
Yeah, what a breathtaking routine. I mean, connecting all these releases in a row, that was just huge. He got a little bit sloppy, so he will get some deduction in the E-score, but yeah, as everyone, he had to go all in, full risk, and he managed to stay up on the bar, especially the connection between Kovacs and Coleman. That was really, really hard. That reminds me on Epke Zonderland in London 2012, when he managed to connect 3 releases that got lower and lower, the release, but he managed to catch the bar, and it's just, he did an amazing job.
Yes, it will be interesting, won't it, to look at the execution score, because, as you say, there were a few issues with the form here and there.
Yeah, you can see it right here in the slow motion, like open legs a little bit here. That one was a little bit too close to the bar, but he knew he has to go, just whatever it is. And he did, but here we see all the legs and whatever, and he just tried wherever the bar is to catch it. He couldn't see at the bar at all. So that was just like a real circus act over here. But he did it and stuck the dismount, which is like the last impression also for the judges, which is really, really important. So he can be really happy with that.
And the coach very happy indeed, and not surprisingly.
13.533 from Arthur Nori Mariano. There's obviously going to be a lead here for Milad Karimi. It's a good one, 14.433. Same difficulty as qualification, execution down by almost 2/10, and that's for all the reasons so beautifully articulated by the gentleman sitting next to me. Now we go to a 27-year-old from Zagreb in Croatia, an Olympic medalist and the world champion from 2017, Tin Srbic, and somebody who often delivers such high execution scores. His difficulty score in qualifying, 5.9. Let's see where this one goes in the final. Into the straight Kachev to begin. The traditional Kachev, and this is very impressive. Huge wind-up for the Coleman. The man who defined his work with Kachevs, who's had to change since the code of points changed, and he's changed well. This is tidy gymnastics. That was graceful, elegant,
wow. That
beautiful.
Was a brilliant routine. One of the best he ever did. I was really watching, so concentrating, because you know he has so many releases and all these catches. He added the Coleman since a few years to his routine, and that's just, I'm really like speechless right now, because this guy, he's a great guy. He's just a polite, really quiet, calm guy, but he's just a hard worker, and he will be in front of Mariano, so he will get the ticket to the Olympics for sure now. But I think that wasn't his main goal. His main goal was to hit this routine and to get a medal on here, so probably he will. And as you say, he removes from himself the pressure of those World Cup competitions next season. Wow, this layout, Piatti, like the Stolder with the catches layout, there's just like an amazing skill. He's so well respected, isn't he, by his fellow gymnasts? Definitely, definitely. I mean, at the end of my career, we were already competing together. And he's such a nice guy. But you know, there are, I think, almost every gymnast on this field is a really nice guy, and you all come along pretty well. It's a big family. You can see in his face, all the pressure went off.
Punches the air, he knows he's done a good job.
It's not quite the scream that you used to break into.
Oh,
it's a
no.
much calmer reaction.
Yeah, I'm a much more like extroverted guy. So I was always like Lucas Dowser before on P-Bus, that I had to scream it out all the way. But yeah, if you know him, he looks really, really happy now. Of course, he's a little bit nervous to see what his score is about, but at all, he's really, really happy, and he can be so proud of himself to hit this routine like perfectly.
I know there are many of you out there that are huge fans of Tin Serbic. I'm sorry for whatever damage you've just done to your coffee table by kicking it over, watching that routine, and the stress you were probably feeling, but you can probably relax now because your gymnast is Paris-bound.
The opportunity to have a
And
look
now
one
it's
more
not
time
up
there,
to you.
stepping
You know,
in
it's
and
all
out of
about
handstand.
judges
The
now,
looking for
what
the
they're gonna
gymnast to
do.
step out within
That's the
sort of
hardest
5
part,
degrees of the handstand
because you
position
did
for
what you
count.
can do, but then you have to wait what others are seeing and judging. It's always the hard part in gymnastics, that it is subjective.
How the gymnasts compose their routines.
But
it's all up to them.
he did great.
Quite strategic in the way that they link the skills together.
And just there
And he
at the end,
punches
though,
the air.
the sign of the intensity starting to leave his body as all of that energy that's gone into trying to secure this spot at the Olympic Games and a medal at the World Championships. It's Karimi who leads on 14.433. That was the exact same score that Serbic produced in qualification. He's better, he leads. Tin Serbic in the gold medal position, and crucially for Tin Serbic, that mini tournament he was in with Artanori Marianu has ended favourably for him. All of the Olympic qualification places to be confirmed in due course by the International Gymnastics Federation, but he will be feeling very calm
And now
now.
to the United
Well
States
deserved.
of America. Here's the exercise.
Paul Judah of the United States of America, from a team that has impressed so much at these championships. This young man is from Illinois. 6th best in qualification, the Yamawaki his first release move. Purposeful, powerful wind up into the original Kovac. Kachev. And another in the straddle position and into the pike position. So we've seen the full family of Kachevs. The American gymnasts cheering on from the sidelines as they always do as Paul Judah completes his World Championships. That's a fitting way, Fabian, for us to say goodbye to the American team, because they have been wonderfully entertaining, haven't they?
Yeah, they were just incredible. What these young guys did here was just amazing and really, really nice to watch. And also Paul is such a nice guy, and he's working with his head coach Shao really close together. They're from Michigan. I've been to Michigan in 2014 training together with Sammy Kulak, so I know this place, and it's just like these guys are just like working so damn hard. But all the American young athletes, they're just like, I don't know, whenever you've been to college there and see how they work, it's completely different to the rest of the world.
Have a look at the releases one more time.
And it's such a huge thing, isn't it, collegiate gymnastics in the USA?
Yeah, that's what it is. I really love watching this. I also wanted to study there after I graduated from high school, but at this time it wasn't possible to do this. But anyways, whenever I'm over there, I go to the colleges, I watch the gymnasts competing or training, and it's so much fun. And also, as I said, I was training with Sammy Kulak in Michigan, and that was just like, you have a group of 20 boys, you know? Like the atmosphere in that gym is just like, it's always on fire. And you can see that these guys, they have so much like consistency in their routines. They do so many routines. They have so many competitions in the NCAA. So it's nothing nothing too serious to go out here and hit another routine, because they did 1,000 of them before. So that's what it looks like, especially this time with the US guys. They did just an amazing job.
Now, meanwhile, Tin Srbic's score has been upgraded by 0.2 as Paul Juda scores 14.1. So Tin Srbic challenging his difficulty score as Paul Juda and the American team have challenged the status quo of the World Championships.
What's this? Love you guys.
They've made a lot of friends at this competition. So what does it mean at the halfway stage? Tin Srbic is ahead, 14.7. Milad Karimi of Kazakhstan behind the Croatian, 14.433. Paul Juda is in third place, but now we have Hashimoto Daiki to come the Olympic champion on the horizontal bar, and he's had such a memorable championships.
Yeah, he's just the strongest guy in the field right now, especially on high bar, but also in the all-around. And all the Japanese team, they were also really young, really strong. And like for the Japanese and the Chinese team, they had to decide who goes to Worlds and who goes to Asian Games. So some of the best guys, especially from China, they go to Asian Games and not to Worlds. But the value of the Asian Games for like Asian countries is so high, so it's comparable to Olympic Games. So they sent the best team over there, but still Hashimoto is here, which means they're really looking forward to get some of the gold medals, and he already did, and the whole team did. So and especially on high bar, he's like the strongest guy in the field. So really looking forward to his routine, because he also can raise up his D score to whatever he likes to do, I guess.
That Asian Games, one of the largest that it's ever been. More athletes at the Asian Games than expected to be in Paris at the Olympics. The Japanese gymnasts, many of them took part in the World University Games in China, which is another hugely prestigious competition for the Japanese athletes. And we've seen one of those World University Games figures from several years ago, back in 2017, emerge internationally at the World Championships in Chiba Kenta. And it's lovely, isn't it, when you see a Japanese gymnast out of nowhere just come along and establish themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially World University Games. I think they are, because I competed there twice, in 2013 and 2015, and I think it's one of the best competitions ever. It's so beautiful, great atmosphere with all the students there. And what is he doing? Still warm up. I was wondering if he starts the routine, but no, he was just waiting for his coach. So World University Games are just like comparable to Olympic Games, I think. And so it's awesome to see that many countries send almost the best teams over there. Germany, unfortunately, is not doing that for reasons I definitely do not understand. But anyways, it's beautiful to see gymnasts growing up, starting with that kind of competition and coming here to the world stage and performing on quite a high level.
On the subject of people who perform at a high level, Hashimoto Daiki of Japan, the top performer in qualification, a score of 15. The reigning Olympic champion on the horizontal bar. The challenge has been thrown down by Tin Srbic. How will Hashimoto answer? Oh, that's how. Puts a full twist of the body in. And a Cassina keeps his swingfulness going. Coleman too. He is so evidently entirely at home on a massive stage in front of a huge crowd with a lot at stake. And he's still only 22. To perform with such intensity and such calmness. It's a wonderful balancing act from Hashimoto Daiki. You shake your head on that, Fabian.
I don't want to say too much, but I think we just saw the world champion on high bar. I mean, he has the highest D score. He just did everything so clean, releases in a perfect distance, so there was nothing to criticize. I mean, of course, there will be some deductions because the judges will always find some deductions, but for me, that was like a perfect 10. And that's just how gymnastics should look like, really like artistic gymnastics. So that's beautiful.
It's fluid, isn't it? It's so kinetic.
Yeah.
Horizontal bar Olympic champion.
Also like how he's kicking out the legs right before catching the bar. Many guys stay in this tuck position till the very end, and he's like kicking out, showing how much time, how much height he has in every of his releases. Also like the Cassina, beautifully, great distance to the bar.
That's called the Cassina.
Just beautiful to watch. No hiccups at all. Also layout to catch it combined with the straddle to catch it here.
He just
easily done.
From the straight position, connected the two, making those direct connections builds the difficulty. Yeah, that little hop full.
And as you said, it was like really like smooth, calm routine. No pressure at all, no stress.
Beautiful
just
extension.
Working like element by element, one by another, and then sticking this dismount at the end. Just shows like, okay, I can do another routine if you want. Just ask me when and why.
Now then, 15 was the scoring qualification with a 6.6
yeah, just amazing, so impressive.
Can he top our leaderboard today?
He's yet to win this title at the World Championships.
Score so far is the score of
Silver in the last two editions. He's surely going to lead. It's a brilliant number, 15.233 for Hashimoto Daiki. Tinserbic applauds. He just shakes his head and looks upwards. That was exactly what you were doing when you were watching him.
Yeah, because you expect that someone is showing some nerves, you know, in that kind of final. But he was just like going out there like, oh, I'm just gonna play around on the bar a little bit, and it was just amazing.
We go to Canada now. Felix Dolce.
Lovely to see Felix Dolce of Canada in this final, the 21-year-old. If you're watching this in Canada, I bet you're feeling so thrilled with how your teams have performed at these last two World Championships, earning 2 team spaces at the Games. A young gymnast who's really played his part in the team's success. He really did commit, didn't he, and overcommitted.
Yeah, I don't know if he did the Cassina in prelims, but as I said, everyone knows when you're not going for your highest difficulty in that routine, you have no chance for a medal. So, and he's a young guy. He needs this experience. I mean, Epke Zonderland, he missed the bar so many times before he got more and more consistent, got Olympic champion and everything. So that's still a huge experience for him to stand in this final.
And that's a nice recovery into the Kovac. Again, just struggling with his angle. But as you say, it's the experience gathering process, isn't it, for this 21-year-old?
Yeah, it is, but also when you miss the right timing to do like the release, then sometimes like the bar is like fluttering, and then it's really hard to catch it. If you release from the bar at the right timing, then the bar is still, and then it's easy to catch.
The signs are there of a really nice young gymnast, there's no doubt about that. Didn't quite work on this occasion for Felix Dolce from the Montreal suburbs, but well done to the Canadian men on their accomplishment in sending a team to the Olympic Games. That really was the gold medal aim at these World Championships for Canada, and they've done it.
Yeah, and if you see him, it's like he has so much potential, especially on high bar. When you see the releases, when you see how he moves, how his gymnastics looks like, then you know there's a lot to come in the next years.
This is the casino, that's where...
Yeah, here we can see the casino again. Was a little bit too far away from the bar. He was just, yeah, grabbing it with his fingertips, and that sometimes is not enough to keep up on the bar. But beautiful Kovacs after that.
Problem in the top position.
Yeah, I think here you really can see how this bar was like shaking, and then it's really, really tough to grab it easily.
21 years old, 21 years old even, born in Quebec.
Nice dismount at the end, double twisting, double layered, little hop at landing.
The replay of his dismount.
Vorig jaar in Liverpool werd hij 22e aan dit toestel en nu in de finale, dat noemen ze progressie.
Hashimoto, Serbic, Karimi, no change expected. Courtesy of 2 unintentional dismounts for Felix Dolce. 11.1, he's in 6th position. And we have 2 to go, so Hashimoto Daiki is guaranteed at least a bronze medal, probably a little more than that. The 2 still to come, scored 14.5 and 14.3 respectively. One of them is Hashimoto's own teammate. This is a very experienced gymnast, domestic level, less so at international level. Chiba Kenta, he surprised the world when he was the top all-around qualifier. An important part of the team's success as well for Japan. And he was the 3rd best in qualification for this particular final with a score 14.5. That would send him into 3rd place now. He was very out in his angle there, and it required a lot of strength to get back onto the bar. Came down so close to it. He did well to save it, but it will carry big deductions. His Yamawaki is good. Such an unfortunate start for Chiba Kenta, because there is some lovely work from this gymnast, a certain poise and elegance, but he was fighting hard with that first release move.
Yeah, that was like a, we call it like a working effort or like a working success. So when it's not looking that smooth like Hashimoto did, then it's like hard work all the time. I mean, he has a beautiful style, beautiful form in his gymnastics, but he had many, many little mistakes in there, not finishing the twists right to the handstand. And also like the Coleman was way too close to the bar. We can see that here. So you don't have enough swing to continue with a giant. So you have to do kind of an endo or a kip like this, like a muscle up. But it's, yeah, it's like bringing a little bit stress into your routine, and it's like wasting energy. But he worked hard till the very end of this routine, but I don't think he can get into the medal places now.
That's demonstrated in the dismount here.
I think nonetheless we have to acknowledge this is a gymnast who finished 11th in the all-around competition at the national championships earlier this year, and his performance coming here to Antwerp has been far beyond what you would expect from somebody in his position. One hopes we get the chance to see a lot more of him internationally. It can be so difficult just to get into that Japanese team and get your chances. 12.7 is his score, and that means we can confirm Tin Serbic on the podium. At least a bronze medalist. Milad Karimi waits to see if he's made it double bronze at these championships. And this will be very interesting. What will we get from Su Wei-de of the People's Republic of China? He can be magnificent on this piece. He can struggle. 14.3 in qualification, though, shows his promise. Well, that is a pretty authoritative beginning. Can he keep it going? Yes, he can. Now the intricate close control with the apparatus gets the crowd gasping. It's a very ornate and tricky sequence. Now, how will his conclusion be? His dismount has a small adjustment. That's going to keep us guessing as this final comes to a close. The last performance of the Artistic Gymnastics World Championships from Suwede of the People's Republic of China. And you get the sense he was waiting to get that chance to get back up there and show everyone what he could do. Very interesting.
Yeah, interesting routine. I mean, he did a lot of beautiful skills, but all single, so no connections at all. That means his D-score won't be too high. I guess he will be between Serbic and Hashimoto somewhere with the D-score. The execution was okay, not totally clean. He opened up his legs during his Coleman, and sometimes his feet were a little bit sloppy, but like this full twisting skill was right into the handstand, which is like perfectly. That's how the judges want to see that. But here we can see his Coleman, and right when he caught the bar, his leg were open up. And as I said, he did all the skills just single without any connections. So I think he can get on the podium for bronze, but in my opinion, not in front of Serbic.
With a little bit of flair to the side. That came
but he also has the bonus to be the last guy on this this event. Always being the last is a good chance to get probably a little bit more of points, but...
Another look at the Coleman, the full twisting, tuck somersault over the top.
But I think for Karimi it will be hard to stay on the podium.
Just a slight separation of the feet. And here those very impressive German giants. Incredible flexibility of the shoulders.
And although we often focus on the spectacular release and catch moves, this sort of work is an integral part of building your score, isn't it?
Yeah, the German giants. Good that I can say that.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're looking much easier than they really are. I think I just tried once, but I never made it. So it's a really difficult skill, and also with a pretty high value. And so sometimes you don't really expect that high score, but this first team was fully packed with difficult skills.
It's 14.5. He's just gone in ahead of Milad Karimi to take the bronze medal right at the conclusion of these World Championships. Difficulty score of 5.9, but his execution 8.6. Hashimoto Daiki is the world champion and the Olympic champion on horizontal bar. He goes to Paris as the absolute favourite, and he goes to Paris full stop. That's the key thing. But he's also the silver medalist. Tin Serbic of Croatia. That's a very special moment for him, and for him as well. Well done to Suwede of the People's Republic of China, getting the bronze medal in a very positive conclusion to his competition. He's really been through it. He's been up and down here, and that will mean a great deal to him. Thoroughly enjoyable final.
Absolutely. Thrilling. All the routines, really, really good, hard work. Just one guy who had a fall. I mean, or two guys, Mariano and Dolci. But, yeah, amazing. Just really impressive what these guys are doing out there. Especially these two.
Brings back some memories for you of this old place.
Absolutely. 10 years ago, being up there on the high bar at the same spot like it is right now. Have a huge battle between Epke Zonderland and me. He got first, I got second. It was just an amazing night. I think just the difference between us was like 0.0 something. So it was really, really close. And the gym was sold out. I would say like 70–80% of the spectators were Dutch. So the atmosphere was really thrilling for Epke. It was amazing.
The classified results in the men's horizontal bar final. Bronze to Su Weide of the People's Republic of China. The victory ceremony for the men's horizontal bar competition at the World Championships of Artistic Gymnastics in Antwerp, Belgium.
Third place and bronze medal winner for the People's Republic of China, Su Weide.
Su Weide of the People's Republic of China winning a bronze medal in an excellent conclusion to his World Championships. Huge congratulations to him.
Second place and silver medal winner representing Croatia, Tin Srbic.
The winner of the silver medal, Tin Srbic of Croatia, and he can now concentrate on the quest to get back onto the podium at the Olympic Games in Paris next year.
Gold medal winner and world champion representing Japan, Daiki Hashimoto.
There is the man who goes to Paris as the reigning Olympic and world champion on the horizontal bar. Hashimoto Daiki of Japan. And his performance in this final was exceptional. Even by his standards, it was something special.
Will be presented by Mr. Morinari Watanabe, FRG President, by Mrs. Rosie Taimans, FRG Executive Committee Member, and by Mireille Colson, Deputy of the Province of Antwerp. And we all stand up for the national anthem of Japan.
And we will finish with the national anthem of Japan. Kimi Gayo, the national anthem of Japan, played in honour of Hashimoto Daiki.
Het podium van de finale aan het rek. Met Su Weide en Tin Srbic en de wereldkampioen Daiki Hashimoto.
The medalists in the men's horizontal bar competition at the Antwerp 2023 World Championships of Artistic Gymnastics. Final photographs to be taken. Final opportunities to live in this moment before thinking about what comes next. For many of these gymnasts, they are now Paris-bound. For others, they must endeavour to qualify. They still have options open to them, though the doors are going to be closing soon. There is a road outside this place that leads directly to the great city itself. It's now open highway to Paris. It's full speed ahead, and it's time to dream.